When you walk into a stadium for a massive pop concert, your focus is it's entirely on the spectacle.
Right.
You see the star, the dancers, the lights. It all feels like magic. But today, we're kind of pulling back the curtain on that.
We are.
We're going to get into the huge logistical and technical operation that's happening just behind the scenes.
It's an incredible subject. I mean, you see this polished 2-hour show, right?
Yeah.
But what we want to understand is what it takes to build a temporary city,
That temporary city, that's a good way to put it.
a fully functioning city inside a stadium that has to be built, run perfectly, and then completely taken down in less than a day.
So this is about the engineering, the coordination, just the sheer human effort that makes it all happen.
Exactly. How they make it happen safely, on budget, night after night after night.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. The timeline doesn't start the week of the show.
Oh, not even close.
It kicks off, what, like a year in advance?
Sometimes more. And the very first big decision is the venue.
And it's not just about finding a big enough space for all the fans.
No, it's way more than that. The venue has to handle the massive weight loads, the power demands, all the infrastructure for the entire production.
That decision must set off a whole chain reaction.
It does. It leads right into the biggest hurdle, which is always money.
The budget.
Budgeting is absolutely critical. You're talking about a bet of, tens of millions of dollars on ticket sales. You have these massive fixed costs right out of the gate.
Like what? The venue rental itself?
The venue rental, which could be staggering, the marketing, and of course the insurance.
I can't even imagine the insurance policy. I mean, what if a storm hits or something breaks? The losses would be huge.
Exactly. It's a massive financial gamble. And then they have to plan the route.
So they're not just picking random cities.
Oh, not at all. They map out a geographically sensible route, a logical path from one major city to the next.
To save on travel costs, right. You don't want trucks zigzagging across the country.
You'd lose millions in fuel and time. It has to be efficient.
Okay, so while they're mapping out the money and the route, the safety planning starts too.
Immediately. Before a single piece of gear is loaded, security experts are hired to design safety protocols for everyone.
Not just the star.
No, for the audience, the crew, everyone. And at the same time, you have the structural engineers. They're the hidden heroes, really.
What are they doing?
They evaluate the ceiling of every single venue to calculate if that specific roof can support the immense weight of the lights, the speakers, the screens.
Which can be what?
Dozens of tons, easily. If that calculation is off, the venue is out, or the whole show design has to change.
So that structural check is like the ultimate go or no go.
It's the foundation of everything. And all these pieces, the budget, the tickets, the catering, the engineering, it all comes together in these huge team meetings.
To make sure everyone is on the same page.
One unified plan. That's the goal.
So once the plan is locked in, the build begins. And modern stages are.
Yeah.
They're like architectural marvels.
They really are. They're these elaborate, multi-level structures. They have moving parts. They're designed to feel huge and immersive, even from the cheap seats.
And the design process is super high-tech now, right? 3D models and all that.
Oh, yeah. Architects use sophisticated 3D modeling to see the stage from every angle.
To make sure there are no blind spots.
No blind spots. And, critically, that the stage physically fits inside the venue without blocking, say, an emergency exit or hitting the support beam.
And the materials have to be incredibly strong.
Heavy-duty steel and aluminum, basically industrial scaffolding that's been dressed up to look like art. It has to support tons of gear and dozens of performers.
And you always see those long runways, the ones that stretch way out into the crowd.
Right, that's a key design feature. It's all about connecting with the fans who are far away from the main stage.
But with all that dancing, safety must be a huge concern.
Paramount. They use non-slip surfaces, and the safety railings are built to withstand the pressure of a huge surging crowd.
Okay, but the part that fascinates me is the world you don't see. The stuff happening underneath the stage.
Ah, yes. It's like a hidden city down there. A whole network of tunnels, quick change rooms, places to store props.
And that's how the performers make those sudden, dramatic entrances?
Exactly. They use hydraulic lifts.
Oh, what is that?
They're powerful cylinders that use fluid pressure to push a platform, and the performer on it right up through the floor instantly.
Wow.
And the timing for that has to be absolutely perfect. I mean, down to the millisecond to sync with the music and the lights.
Okay, the most unbelievable part of this for me is just the speed.
It's incredible.
These things are massive, but the crews work around the clock.
Yeah.
literally 204/7 to put the entire thing together in just a few days.
Usually 3 to 5 days. It's an insanely fast, high-stakes construction schedule.
Ah,
So let's talk about the experience itself, the senses, starting with sound.
right. How do you get clear audio to 50 or 60,000 cheering fans?
It's a huge challenge. The main tool they use are these massive speaker stacks called line arrays.
Okay, why line arrays? What's special about them?
Well, unlike a regular speaker, they're designed to project sound evenly over a really long distance.
So the person in the back row hears the same thing as the person in the front.
That's the goal. They hang them high up on these metal frames or trusses to get that even coverage.
And the sound engineer, the person mixing everything, isn't backstage.
No, they're out in the middle of the audience at what's called the mixing console. They need to hear exactly what you're hearing.
To balance the vocals and instruments in real time?
Exactly. And the performers themselves, they can't hear anything over the crowd.
So how do they hear the music?
They wear custom earpieces called in-ear monitors. It's like having perfect studio quality sound piped directly into their ears.
And before the show, they do a full sound check?
For hours.
Yeah.
To tune everything and, most importantly, to get rid of that horrible high-pitched screeching sound.
The feedback.
Feedback. They fix every little issue before a single fan gets inside.
Okay, what about the visuals? The light show is always just insane.
It's choreographed with military precision. You've got thousands of automated lights all programmed using special software.
They're not just flicking switches on and off.
Oh no. And to get that perfect sync, the whole show is often controlled by time code.
Time code.
Think of it like a digital clock that runs alongside the music. It sends signals that tell every single light exactly when to move, when to change color, right on the beat. No human error.
And those lights must get incredibly hot.
Extremely hot. Technicians are constantly monitoring the temperature to make sure nothing overheats. All those lights are fastened to heavy metal trusses hanging, 50 feet in the air.
What about the giant video screens? So you can actually see the performer's face from the nosebleeds.
Right. They use these super bright LED screens, and the engineers worry about something called pixel pitch.
Which is?
Basically, how close together the tiny little lights, the diodes are. The closer they are, the sharper the image is from far away.
And the signal gets from the cameras to those screens instantly.
Through fiber optic cables, you can't have any lag. Fiber is the fastest, clearest way to send that much video data.
And then there's the wow factor, the special effects.
Pyrotechnics, you're seeing flame projectors shooting fire 10, 15 feet in the air.
That is not a job for an amateur.
No, it's all handled by licensed professionals.
Right.
And to make the light beams visible, you see that hazy look in the air.
Yeah.
They use smoke machines and hazers. And for the big finish, of course, you've got confetti cannons.
But there have to be safety checks for all that fire.
Absolutely. Fire marshals inspect everything, the stage, the gear before the show, and fire extinguishers are everywhere. It's all about layers of safety.
The thing that's so striking is just the sheer number of people making this work. There's a hidden army backstage.
A huge one. The backstage area is, well, it's controlled chaos. It's a central hub.
You've got catering, right?
A dedicated catering team preparing hundreds of meals a day for the crew. Dressing rooms need specific lighting, clothes, everything laid out perfectly.
And those super fast costume changes.
The wardrobe assistants are like a pit crew. They have to help the performer change in sometimes less than a minute, often in the dark.
Wow.
But the real heart of the operation is the road crew, the specialists who travel with the show.
Let's talk about some of those roles. Like the riggers. What do they do?
The riggers are the ones working at terrifying heights, 80, 100 feet up in the air,
Doing what?
hanging those heavy speaker arrays and light trusses from the ceiling. It's one of the highest risk jobs in the business. It requires serious physics calculations.
And on the ground, you have the instrument techs, the roadies.
Yep, they're making sure every guitar is in tune, every drum head is perfect. Instruments are fragile, and they keep them working.
What about the power? I mean, all those lights and speakers must use a city's worth of electricity.
It's an electrician's nightmare. They often have to bring in huge portable generators just to supplement the venue's power.
And the life of a road crew member is just grueling.
It's intense. We're talking 12 to 14-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
And when the show ends, they get on a bus, sleep while it drives to the next city, and then they wake up and do it all over again.
They're the engine of the tour.
Absolutely. And their most critical job, along with everyone else's, is crowd safety.
Right. So you have security checking bags, barriers at the front of the stage.
Multiple layers of barriers to prevent people from getting crushed.
Eh.
And you have medical teams and first aid stations positioned everywhere
And they're all talking to each other constantly.
on two-way radios. Security, medical, stage managers, constant communication so any problem is handled instantly.
And we can't forget the business end of things, the merchandise.
Right. That's not just for souvenirs. The money from all those t-shirts and posters is actually critical. It helps pay for the astronomical cost of the whole production.
Okay, so the final song ends, the house lights come up, and the work is not over.
No, it immediately shifts into the loadout. The shutdown process begins the second the show is over.
And it's just as organized as the setup.
Even more so, everything has to be packed. Every little cable and speaker goes into these specific protective shipping containers called flight cases.
And then it all goes onto the trucks.
A whole fleet of them, maybe 20 or more semi-trucks. And they're loaded in a very specific order
Why is that?
to balance the weight perfectly for highway safety.
And they track every truck.
With GPS, they're on a razor-thin schedule. A delay of a few hours can cost thousands of dollars and jeopardize the next show.
So when you're at that concert, what you're seeing is the end result of weeks of practice, yes, but also the daily high-pressure teamwork of this entire hidden army.
A mega concert is this perfect mix of high-level engineering, financial risk, and just incredible coordinated teamwork. The spectacle isn't just the person on stage.
It's the entire machine built around them. Next time you're at a show, think about the team working 80 feet above your head to keep the lights on and the sound clear.
See you next time, and keep your eyes open for the teamwork behind the spectacular.